What are you trying to say?
I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Welcome to Cliff Notes Continued, where we improvise the stories authors are too lazy to write. I'm Lucas Larson.
And I am Ananya George. Oh, that.
I don't know.
Okay,
I think that's
cool.
it. I think that's it.
That's it. That's our intro.
Okay, that's our intro. Well, for the fact of everyone knowing what we're talking about, we're going with Quixote.
I'm gonna go Quixote. I don't fucking care. So I
Oh my god, our Don has like 2 split personalities. Welcome to episode 2 of Cliff Notes Continued. On this episode, the book is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. I hope you enjoy, and here are the Cliff Notes.
Don Quixote is the story of a middle-aged man named Lucas Larson from La Mancha, Spain, who becomes obsessed with chivalrous ideals from books and sets out on adventures as a self-proclaimed knight to defend the helpless and fight the wicked. Accompanied by
Like
his
Andy.
loyal... What?
Like Buttlord, the Wicked.
Yeah! Wickedest man in all town.
Yeah.
Accompanied by his loyal but pragmatic squire, Sancho Panza, he envisions a peasant woman named Dulcinea as a princess. Despite noble intentions, Don Quixote's actions often cause harm and chaos, and he encounters various characters and situations on his journeys. The story blends humor with social commentary, portraying Don Quixote's delusions and the interactions between him and the people he meets. The novel comprises 2 parts, with the second part featuring more elaborate tricks played on Don Quixote and his squire. Eventually, Don Quixote's ideals wane and he dies,
That's fine.
symbolizing the decline of chivalry. The chivalry is dead and we have killed him. The narrative is framed as a translation of a manuscript by a fictional Moorish author, offering meta commentary on storytelling and interpretation. Yo, there's so much we can do with this.
Yeah, it's like one of the best books ever written, according to most places. I haven't read the book, which is great.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, I need to be able to eventually read it in its like native, like written as it is. But yeah, that
and
will
and
be
they
forever.
say I'm the pretentious one.
That's only because I have a Catalan wife.
Well, not yet. You guys are just engaged for now.
No, we're married.
Oh, right, you are married. Fuck. The notion I've known you for so long that the notion of, oh, that's right, Lucas is married does not even compute.
Oh
It
yeah.
doesn't even compute in my head.
But yeah, and then you asked ChatGPT on the sequel, or do we
Yeah,
just want to like, do we want to go off that or do our own thing?
you tell me, because I think I think what ChatGPT produced was so interesting. It'd be fun to fuck with it.
I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Set in a world where technology and magic coexist. Oh, this is what ChatGPT said. Write a sequel to Don Quixote that follows the adventures of modern day descendant of Don Quixote, who, inspired by their ancestors' legacy, embarks on a quest to protect a virtual realm from the malicious AI that threatens the boundary between reality and the digital world. As they navigate this new landscape, they are joined by an AI companion with the personality of Sancho Panza, creating a unique dynamic between the two as they confront challenges that blend the boundaries of both the physical and virtual realms.
Can I make a very niche reference?
That's all this podcast is.
this sounds like to me a Don Quixote version of Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
That sounded like Don Quixote meets Tron and Wreck It Ralph.
Oh, that too, that too. But Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century is even more obscure.
Yeah, that's not with Robert Downey Jr.
No, it's the guy in Monk who played the inspector.
No.
Not like the chief officer, but his lackey. That dude voices Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, so it's not even with Cumberbatch, and it's like
No, no, no.
animated.
Yeah. But
Okay,
it's all but like Watson is this AI
like a
cyborg
robot dog.
hybrid. Yeah, no, AI cyborg hybrid, and Sherlock Holmes is like Sherlock Holmes that was cryogenically frozen.
Okay, and what did you put into chat? You just said what would a sequel be, and this is what it
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could have said anything. It could have talked about chivalry. It could have talked about storytelling. It could have talked about interpretation. It could have talked about like ambition. But it said, fuck it. Don Quixote is now a modern day descendant of Don Quixote. And they're doing an AI battle. I don't like honestly, man, if the AI uprising is real, we've just started it.
Okay. And scene. Let's go with this, Andy.
Okay. So, hear me out. Since the original Don Quixote was written from the perspective of a person trying to translate a manuscript,
It was.
yeah, like that's what the Spark Note said.
Okay.
Hear me out. The new version, our version,
Yeah.
starts with a YouTube React channel
Okay.
t- talking about reacting to the vlogs of the new Don Quixote.
Okay. Of course, you just be like meta on top of meta.
Well, I mean that's how the original narrative started. So I thought, fuck it, let's pay homage.
Okay. So we start with our main character, Ralph. Ralph is watching the YouTube videos, and on one part of the YouTube video, like in the corner of the YouTube video, so or like yeah, so in the corner of the YouTube video is Don Jr.'s manuscript, and Ralph is just reacting to Don Jr.'s manuscript.
Okay, okay. So
Eh, yeah.
it's in the future, right? Magic and technology are one. So the
Yeah.
manuscript opens and it projects like a holographic image
Hmm.
of Don Jr. riding a hoverboard.
Okay. And he's riding a hoverboard, and he still has one of those like old school like night uh sticks for like jousting, a jousting stick.
Okay.
And he's like screaming into the void while he like attacks.
Okay, okay, okay. On the other side, on the opposite frame, we now see another guy. This guy's like big brutish. I'm picturing like Biff from Back to the Future, right?
So Biff Jr.
Biff Jr. with
Okay.
another jousting stick
Okay.
on another hoverboard, but his jousting stick is not like old fashioned like Don Jr.'s. His jousting stick is made out of like aluminium. Um,
Okay.
it's very clear he picked it up off the street.
No, I think it's made out of like what's the Captain America medal?
Oh, vibranium.
Yeah, vibranium versus like a vibranium jousting stick versus a literal stick.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm game. I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, and like they're both like on hoverboards and just have like futuristic armor, which is armor that like you can see like digitally, but like doesn't weigh anything.
Okay, so they're both running at each other on their hoverboards. They're both going ah. They meet sticks in the middle.
Okay.
The sticks touch each other,
Yeah.
and then
Just the tips.
just the tips. But then the vibranium stick goes further and snaps Don Jr.'s jousting stick in twain.
And this is where we cut to Ralph reacting to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then Ralph is like Ralph just starts crying and like remembers the time where like his tips touched.
Wait, what kind of explain?
Ralph yeah, Ralph is crying from trauma when he was defusing a bomb and, and the tips of the wires touched and the bomb started to like fizzle, so he thought he was gonna die, but then it like didn't explode.
Okay. Okay. And in his sobbing, Ralph goes, See, what up, fam? Welcome back to the channel."
Yeah. Welcome to Ralph Reacts. I'm
Yeah.
Ralph.
Now, if you know anything about your boy's story, you would realize that I used to defuse bombs for a living, and this moment here in Don Jr.'s epic really touched the heartstrings. Because you see, just like the bomb wires diffusing and ticking away that gave me PTSD, this joust battle with Don Jr.'s stick is really a commentary on his masculinity and how its toxicity and delusion doesn't really match up with the reality of our existence.
Yeah, and how it doesn't matter who has the longer stick or the bigger stick. It matters whose stick is made out of vibranium.
I love the character. I love this character of Ralph. It feels like he's so close to always providing something like a substantial like a
Insight.
beautiful substantial insight, but then right in the last second he's like, but
Yeah. And Ralph is like ridiculously good looking, so that his YouTube channel gets hella views. He does all of his React videos shirtless.
Lucas, is this you? Are you Ralph?
No. Ralph also has a protein shake in all of his React videos.
So this is you. Okay. Now it's easier to write. Um uh, we cut back to the story of Don Jr. He's now laying on the ground with his jousting stick in two as the AI digital companion of Sancho Panza walks over and goes, "It's okay, Donny boy. You'll get him next time."
And Sancho is just like Cortana.
Oh yeah, Sancho's like Cortana. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it just follows Don Jr. everywhere. And then like Sancho's like, okay, you'll get him next time. And then Sancho's like, I could have picked. I could have picked any of the other Don Juniors, but why I picked you because you had something that they didn't have. You had coincidence.
And then Don Jr. looks at Sancho's AI and goes, "I I don't I I don't understand. When they fished me out of the cloning vats, I you chose me because of coincidence? Does that mean that I'm not good at jousting, but I'm just ridiculously lucky?"
You're not good at either or at being lucky, Don Jr. I just got bored and took the next one.
Don Jr. doesn't listen to this as he just like keeps walking.
And he's just whistling. He's like, I'm so lucky. I'm the luckiest person ever.
Okay, and now he sees he sees in front of him a playground, uh and it's a playground in the future, right? So there are like stones,
Yeah.
stepping stones, and on each of and like there's a big sign that says test your luck. if you if you're lucky, you'll be alive. If you're unlucky, you'll fall into a bottomless pit.
That has lava at the,
Yeah,
yeah,
at the bottom.
the bottomless pit.
Yeah.
It's like don't touch the lava, but in the future, so it's actually lava.
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone has like carries lava repellent around, right? This is a
Playing on the
playground after
playground
all.
is like high risk, low reward.
Yeah, I mean we've gotten pretty bad boo boos playing on the
It's
playground.
for population control. And then Don Jr. just like Don Jr. looks at the rocks, looks at the bottomless pit of lava, and tells Sancho, watch this. And then we cut back to Ralph.
Uh, he pauses and he starts bawling again. He starts crying again, and he goes, "Man, when I was the age that Don Jr. is in this story right here, in this video, I I had a choice too. It was either it was either go into the bomb squad and serve my country, or go into a bottomless pit for a lava."
And it was a tough call. Like every day, I regret not picking the bottomless pit of lava. Then he just flexes into the video.
Uh, by the way, this video is sponsored by uh,
Yeah, sponsored by Mass Gainer 10,000 in the bottomless pit of lava. We're cheering for the lava here. Let's cut back to Don Jr.
Okay, cutting back to Don Jr. He closes his eyes and he starts taking a step, and he takes another step, and he takes another step, and he takes another step. And then he opens his eyes. He's on the other end. He didn't manage to fall into the bottomless pit even once.
Okay. And Sancho pops up on his shoulder and just like whispers in his ear, "You lucky son of a bitch."
And Don looks over at Sancho and goes, "See, I fucking told you so."
It's
And
coincidence.
he takes a step, and suddenly a rake that was just lying around smacks right into his face.
Like Sideshow Bob style.
Yeah, like Sideshow Bob style.
And then cut to Ralph laughing about the rake, but Ralph just has like the weirdest laugh ever.
Do his laugh. What's his laugh sound like?
It's like a combination of my laugh and your laugh combined.
Wait, do it. Do it.
No, you gotta laugh at the same time too.
No, no. I want to see your impression of it. Do it.
um, I don't know. Be like, hey, like it's real high, then real squeaky, then like just breathing noises. And it's just a minute of Ralph laughing.
For me, it's you going. For me, it's you going. Ooh,
And then Ralph's video just Ralph is then like, join us next week for my next React video. And it like fades to darkness with him just laughing and going, "Ooh." And then we jump to the next video, and he's watching Don Quixote Jr.'s next adventure.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, 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 okay. Um, uh, and okay, so uh, now he needs to, okay, now Don is walking around in the market.
And there's like like fog, just like ominous fog and like weird flashing lights while he walks around the market, and things like jump out from the fog at him.
Okay, so this first thing that jumps out, what does this thing look like?
uh Looks like a Jack in the Box, and like it's like a Jack in the Box robot, so it's like half Jack in the Box and half Inspector Gadget.
Okay, okay,
So like today's modern Jack in Boxes just have like one thing that pops out, but this thing is like a million things out of the box. And he's
okay,
trying to sell like all the things out of the box.
and the sound that this Jack in the Box makes is the Ooh.
And Don Jr.'s like, ooh, what an ominous laugh.
Ralph pauses the video and goes, "Hi, welcome back to the channel. I was actually I actually voiced that character."
Yeah, because Ralph is like in the super future, and Don Jr. is in like the past of Ralph, but like way ahead of our time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. And Ralph's like, yeah, after the bomb squad, I became a voice actor. They hired me for my laugh.
Ralph's just Forrest Gumping over here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ralph has, Ralph is very deep. He's deeper than he comes off while he drinks a protein shake.
I don't think Ralph comes off as deep at all.
He's much deeper than not deep at all. The protein shake is done.
We just see him chug the protein shake.
Yeah. And then
Uncut it. Uncut is just going glug glug glug, and it's a large protein shake.
yeah, it's in a gallon milk container because Ralph has to establish his dominance. and and yeah, Ralph, yeah. So drinking the protein shake and goes back to Don Jr. The only
Okay,
yeah,
Don Jr. Whips out a sword from his sheath, but it's a wooden sword.
because all of his weapons are wood.
Yeah, but it has like strange runes on it that just glow.
Okay, yeah, they glow like a bright white, which like helps cut through the fog of the Jack in the Box, and the Jack in the Box is like, "Hi," or like he's laughing, and he's like, "Hoo hoo," and then he's like, "I'm Jimmy." Well,
Oh, hello, Jimmy. I'm Don Jr. He puts the sword back in and extends his hand out.
Jimmy has like a million things coming out of his box, and one of those is a hand, but the hand has like one of those electrical hands. So he like shakes Don Jr.'s hand, but there's like electric shock now of
We
like Don
see
Jr.
you know the cartoon effect where like the hair stand up and we see the whole skeleton inside the character.
Oh yeah.
We see that.
And Sancho pops up on Don Jr.'s right shoulder and whispers into his ear, "Fuck this Jimmy dude."
And then Don takes out his sword again and goes, "Hey, don't do that."
and and then he like Don Jr. whispers to Sancho, "It's coincidence that we met Jimmy." And he's brandishing the sword, and Jimmy is just laughing again.
And then Jimmy goes, then Jimmy goes, "Okay, I promise I won't do that again. I promise." And Don puts the sword back in. And then he extends another arm out and goes, "For real this time. Hi, I'm Jimmy."
And we cut to Ralph's feed, and Ralph is just like half asleep. He's like, "When's the action gonna happen?"
I like how, but like there's like protein shake all over him. So there are
Yeah,
like
like
drips of his
dripping
protein
down
shake.
his shirtless torso.
Yeah, yeah, dripping down his shirtless torso. And he's just like there. He's like the liver king, but just full of protein shake on him.
Yeah, and if you read the comments, it's like comments from like Butler 2000. And Butler 2000 is just like, "Yum protein shake."
Okay, and so we go back to Don Quixote, and Jimmy, and Jimmy goes, "You have now reached," and the story's like a lot further now because our boy Ralph has been asleep for a while.
Yeah.
Um, Jimmy is hanging off a cliff with like his one of his hands,
Yeah.
and he's about to fall into lava, and Don Quixote is right on top of Jimmy, like, "Oh, I'm going to save you, Jimmy." uh and Jimmy's like, "Please, please save me, otherwise I'll fall into the bottomless pit of lava." um
And Don Junior's like, "Join the Quixote side." Take my hand. Join the Quixote side.
and
We
then
believe in and uh, chivalry and tapas.
and then Don Jr. extends one of his arms out, holds onto the wire with the glove that Jimmy has on one of his like mechanical hands, and then he's trying to pull him up. And sort of successful. He pulls him up by the entire arm, and he brings him down at the cliff. He saves his life, and then Jimmy takes his hand over his head, wipes the sweat off his brow, and goes, "Thank you, Don Jr. I couldn't have survived without you."
And then Don Jr.'s like, "Welcome to the Quixote side. You have to go crazy and imagine everyone is a princess." And we cut back to Ralph, and he's drinking his second protein shake.
And while he's drinking it, and his throat's mouth is full of protein shake, he goes, "Now listen, everybody. This is what we call chivalry in motion." Glug, 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 glug.
Join us next week for more Don Quixote adventures.
And then as soon as he says that, we see Don Quixote shake Jimmy's hand again, and he gets buzzed.
And it just, yeah. Then that's the end of Ralph's video, and we're now cut to week 3.
Okay.
um, then we've got Don Jr., and he's sitting on an ominous throne where uh, Sancho is the AI on his right shoulder, and to his left is his his princess wife Dulcina,
Mm-hmm.
and he's talking out to just a bunch of AI robots and the Jack in the Box Jimmy, and he's like,
Okay.
"We are the Quixote clan, and we plan on taking over taking over this planet and converting everyone to chivalry."
I really want to turn uh Don Quixote now into a fucking incel.
Because he was too chivalrous, but didn't get any like responses that he wanted from females.
Yeah.
But he has a
Like
wife. He has a wife of Dulcina.
imaginary.
Yeah,
Like
Dulcina's
only
just
he can only he can see Dulcina, no one else.
okay. So he's just sitting next to an empty chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, one of the one everybody in this room is like like wearing big giant glasses, and it's essentially the clan of incels. um
Okay.
and one of them goes, uh, uh, Senor Quixote, how do I make women respect me?
and and Don Jr. goes, let me ask Dulcina, and then he like turns to the blank chair and is like, there's no answer.
And right in the back of the room, there's like a newspaper reporter,
Yeah.
who's like, "Oh, what a genius!"
Yeah. And the newspaper reporter has like one of those old timey like brimmed hats and is writing on like physical paper, even though like it is the future and like all of the people are like AI robots plus Jimmy the Jack in the Box gadget thing. And
So he's ripped right out of the 1920s.
this is like it's like I've noticed this is like Star Wars where there's like no female characters in this story.
Well, no, there is one.
Yeah, Dulcina. Dulcina, who's a figment of Quixote's imagination.
Exactly. Okay. 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 I think I know where to take this. I think I know where to take this. Right. Okay. So so the newspaper writer is going, oh, what an eccentric genius, Quixote the Great, right? And then another person asks, I went on a date with someone, and they didn't really kiss me after I paid for dinner. Oh, oh, great Quixote, what am I supposed to do?
And we just cut to Ralph, and Ralph's like, bro, just because you pay for dinner doesn't mean you get anything. You shouldn't expect anything. What this is so messed up. And then Ralph just like flexes into the camera, and we cut back to Quixote.
Oh man, I love this. I fucking love Ralph. um, uh, and then Quixote looks over at the empty chair, goes, hmm, okay, hmm. Well, you see, she's just a thought.
He's
And
like,
the,
Was the person on your dinner date real?" Uh,
was yeah, yes, I think she was real. He puts his finger out and goes, No, she was not.
We cut to Ralph, and Ralph's like, doesn't matter if he's real or not, bro. Can't expect anything.
Low expectations, guys. You're not entitled to anything.
Yeah, and then go back to Quixote. Quixote's like, nothing's real. my my great great grandfather went crazy trying to be chivalry for things that weren't real. He fought windmills that weren't real. He fought dragons that weren't real. And all he got was a book written about him.
But I have a YouTube series. So I am greater. And then the reporter in the back scribbles down, yes. Yes, he is.
Yes. What is YouTube?
Okay. Another member of the clan goes, but Don, what if? And then he pulls out his hair, revealing
Yeah.
like beautiful blonde long hair, and
Yeah.
goes, one of your members was secretly a woman.
And Quixote goes, "You're not real."
Next.
And so,
Oh no.
so,
Well,
so
what if he just goes, whoa, who said that?
yeah, yeah. Did someone say something? And we cut to Ralph, and Ralph is just like really mad, and he's like banging his fist on like a table while like protein shake like comes out of a gallon jug. We cut back to Quixote, and one of his followers raises his hand, and the follower's like, hey, Quixote, I got all these muscles to attract the women's, and um, and Quixote's um, muscles might make it real, and then it cuts to Ralph.
Ralph Ralph looks straight into the camera, pauses the video, pauses the show, looks directly into the camera, and goes, "Now listen here." He zooms the camera into him, really dramatically stares right into the audience, and goes, "No one else in this world has muscles."
and he and he's like, muscles don't make the man and don't entitle anything. And then Ralph starts to put his shirt back on.
From henceforth. Oh wait, no. He puts the shirt back on and goes, "You can find the shirt at the merch store."
It says, and the shirt just says, muscles don't entitle you to anything.
And then and a text pops up, uh Ralph.store/muscle shirt.
And that's where the video ends. And we go to the fourth and final week of Quixote's adventures, and Ralph reacts. And Ralph
Okay.
pops up, and he's wearing the muscles don't entitle you to anything shirt. And instead of a protein shake, he's now sipping green tea.
He has like a little man bun now,
Yeah.
and a little handlebar mustache, and he's
And where like the background of his videos used to be like his garage gym, but like not a garage because it's the future. So like laboratory gym. Um, it's now just like a tea set in the background.
yeah, and there's like Japanese screens everywhere behind him. And he looks over into the camera and goes, "Welcome back to the fourth and final installment of the adventures of Don Jr."
And this is Ralph Reacts. I'm Ralph.
This video is sponsored by green tea. Let's
and
begin.
and the bottomless pit of lava.
Yeah, our huge friends at the bottomless pit of lava have now come out with a new green tea, something to sip on while you fall to your untimely demise.
Yeah. And then we cut to Quixote Jr. and Quixote Jr. is tattered and old because uh, time is different in the future. He's tattered and old. And Sancho's still on his right shoulder and
Also tattered and old.
also tattered and old. And we now see a holographic projection of Dulcina on his left shoulder
Ooh, so now she's real.
in holograph form. And
Okay.
then uh, Quixote Jr. is wandering through the desert while the great metropolis is behind him.
Okay. Um as he's tattered and old and walking through this desert, he goes, "Water. Water."
And Sancho says, is no coincidence. I should have chose another Quixote Jr. But Dulcina is like, water, water, water.
Okay. And then Don keeps walking. He's like falling down with every step that he's taking. Um Almost about to like drop dead to his knees. Um but and and he actually does. His mouth gets filled with sand as he's blowing out in a desperate attempt to stay alive.
And while he's blowing out the sand, um, Sancho Sancho leaves his right shoulder, and we cut to Ralph.
Ralph
And
is bawling his eyes out, man.
yeah, Ralph's like, you guys have heard about me being a bomb diffuser, and you've heard about me being a voice actor, but it all started with my father leaving me.
Ralph's going through it, man. Ralph's going through
Ralph's very deep. Ralph's deeper than you can imagine.
it. and then we see Don Quixote uh look over at Sancho and go, "No, don't leave me. You've been my only friend for all these years."
And Sancho goes, I should have picked different. It was always about the end goal and not dying in the desert. I'm going back to the metropolis. I
Whoa,
will rebuild.
wait. What was the end goal?
You had to find chivalry, but you're doomed because you're a Quixote.
Ooh. And then Sancho just like is just walking away as we see Don Quixote in the back wriggling and fucking trying to stand up, but he can't. And he's just dead.
Yeah.
Then we
And
then we cut to, are you ready? Are you ready
yeah,
for this?
yeah.
We cut to lights turning on and we see cloning vats all spewed across the room as a holographic Sancho walks into the room, goes, "Okay, time to start again." As he looks over, at one of the cloning vats, and it's Ralph.
Do the outro, Andy.
Okay. This is the outro, and I don't know what to say right now, but this is the outro.
Please subscribe. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Remember, we're bringing you the stories that the authors don't want you to know. I don't know. I was trying to make it something memorable for the out. I don't fucking know, dude.
Now you're overthinking it. You just got me like outro time. Thank you for listening to the stories authors are too lazy to write. That was
the outro.
Yeah.
Wait, which part of this is the outro? I don't understand. I don't understand. Is this the outro? Is this the ending?
Everything is an ending, Andy. All beginnings are endings. We could just play the intro for the outro.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're now on our next episode.
Yeah.
We just don't have an outro.
Say nice things about us online.
And if you don't want to say nice things about us online, then give it to your friends so at least we can boost that engagement.
Yeah, share, do things. Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, I think we're good for the...
Oh my god.
Thank you for listening to episode 2 of Cliff Notes Continued. We'll be back on Tuesday, January 2nd with a whole new book and a whole new story.